Hey everyone, Graphics Works here, and we are back with our third video on our lawn mowing simulator vlog, is what we've been calling it. Don't hit the bush. But I just woke up, so I'm a little out of it right now. I've been falling a little bit behind due to the fact that I think I talked about it in the last one, and I'm always going to say that because I don't look back at the previous ones before I start recording these to see if there's anything that I need to talk about. Um, but I oh, grass clippings. That's right. I forgot, but I thought I put a. You know what? That's I'm still trying to figure out this game a little bit because like there were two other contracts that I wanted to do, but they required the mulcher. I was like, I just sold my other mower so I could have this one because it required eco. I was like, okay, and I didn't want to sell it, and we're trying to do the upgrade, but the upgrade takes like 6 days to do, so we're waiting on that, which is annoying, but that's annoying. And so I was like, can I upgrade this? And it's like, yeah, you can upgrade it. It said that I could upgrade it. It was like, you could get a collector and a mulch plug for this thing. I'm like, okay, so I bought both of them. But I guess it doesn't just automatically add them on. So I need to see what I need to do to put those on, I guess. So now I gotta still deal with grass clippings all over the yard, which is gonna suck because this is a lot bigger yard than the other one where we had all the grass clippings to pick up. I may just take the penalty on the grass clippings. I don't know. We'll see. I have been very busy, since the last recording because what's ended up happening is that I started at DG and it started like affecting the stream a little bit, but after working at DG for 2 weeks with less than probably like 5 days I actually ended up working, I get a call from the the hut itself. And they're like, hey, do you want a job? And I was like, yeah, I'll take a job. Now why in the hell would I work two jobs simultaneously? Well, the issue, my dear, the issue, my dear viewer, is the fact that my roommate had totaled his car. So that was just a big deal. I'm pretty sure that came up in the last video. I'm like 90% certain that it did. So I was like, you know what? If we're gonna be sharing a vehicle until they get their insurance payout because they had full coverage on their car, um, I will just. There we go. Uh, I will just take a second job just to kind of like help cover the gas costs because having an F-150 and trying to drive 45 minutes one direction for work for one of us and then trying to get to work for the other one, there's a lot of driving back and forth, um which was a very big pain. But as of recently, I think like I think as of a week before this recording going on, because I'm going to try to get this recorded and edited and uploaded in the same day because I've been falling behind a little bit. um they should have gotten a vehicle last week, I believe. So they've had a new vehicle for a week, so that's made it a lot easier. I'm still going to keep working both places for right now, just to like have that extra money and work towards paying off our computers. So that's that's currently where that is at. Come on, get up, get up. There we go. But I'm gonna be getting full-time hours at the hut and only working one day at DG, which is fine. DG really only needed me to help with their trucks on the weekends anyway, so I'm content with that. It's like I work for like a couple hours, make like 50 bucks for that day or whatever. Um, it's a good day. I don't have to do a whole lot, but it's honest work, I guess. I really like using the zero turn It reminds me a lot of when I would use when I would mow the lawn as a kid, right? It's we had a zero turn. I think we just had like I think it was a snapper. So I really enjoyed using that. I've never enjoyed like the tractor lawn mowers for mowing. I've just never been a fan of them. I've always preferred a zero turn. I don't know. It's just there's just something about a tractor mower that I don't like. I guess it's the fact that I don't like taking wide turns with those and having to like go take such a wide turn that I have to like go back and redo everything. I like just being able to be right there, turn on somewhat of a dime, and just be able to continue going at it. Oh, and because now that I'm working at Pizza Hut as well as Dollar General, that's really started to affect stream times. Ow. Um, a lot. It's how do I say this? It's affected in a way to where like streams are like before it was like okay maybe 1 or 2 days might be messed up on stream times where I start a little bit later. Now it's like everything's all out of whack now. Everything's all out of whack. So like there are some days that I normally stream but I'm not. 1 week and then the next week I will be. Start times are all over the place. It's just because like I've got some really weird hours, and they're not weird hours for what the store is open for. It's just weird hours because it conflicts with all of my schedules, right? Because like I've got the eBay stuff, I've got Pizza Hut, I got Dollar General, I've got my own things I want to do, I've got streaming. It's really just making things very, very difficult to like try to have something be somewhat consistent. Let's turn this back on. I want to grab this. So we're very much trying to figure that out, but we don't have anything set in motion just yet to like help with trying to get that mitigated. Just because like I just finished my training as far as like the computer training stuff goes, and I still have a lot of like hands-on training yet to do because I'll be like a closing manager there. So, but I'll make good money. I'll get full-time hours. Is there anything else that I missed here? I don't think I'm gonna worry about weed eating. I think I'm just gonna pick up what we got here and call that good enough. So hold to get off. Now I'm definitely not gonna pick up all the grass clippings. I'll just pick up what's in the on the walkway, and I'm gonna call that good. I'm not picking up all these grass clippings because picking these up is a nightmare, and I don't really want to deal with it. Well, since this is like walking me through it, I'll pick those up. I'll pick those up. Grab all these. There's that. I'm gonna call that good. We're at 97%. I'm content with that. %. Leave location. There we go. We got the Kingsbury house done again. Let's see if we can do something about this other contract, because this one contract looked interesting, and it was like a very big contract. It's gonna be like $630 payout. Attach mulch plate. So this attachments. Okay, so I had to click on it. I attach both. Oh, I can only have one or the other. Okay, so after I bought it, I had to make sure that I had to attach it. It goes it. Okay. And then here. Now if I do this one. Now I have this. Okay. Giant @ symbol. Oh, it's One is a add, one's pound sign. Okay, interesting. I think that's a cool sculpture. That's a really cool sculpture. I like that. Okay. Pick up collection. Here we go. What do we got here? What do we got? Anything. Looks like this is gonna be pretty wide. Doesn't have too many hills. It's got a couple hills. Hold on a minute. I want to take a look at this real quick. Look at this fancy ass car. This looks nice. I'd like to have this for myself if I could. I don't know if things will get better as far as streaming goes anytime soon, but we will try to do our best with what we got. That's all we really can do, is just try to do our best with what we got. Having these walls here really makes this feel a lot more difficult to do. Definitely going to be doing a lot of weed eating. Grass. You wanted me to have the mulcher, and yet I gotta do grass clippings. The mulcher better mean I have less grass clippings than normal. That's all I gotta say. If I got a whole bunch of grass clippings for this, I'm gonna be annoyed. I hate doing the grass clippings. Which means after this contract, I will have, unless if I absolutely need the mulcher, I will have the bag, the collector on, because I really don't like dealing with that. I really hate dealing with the clippings. But I don't know if things will get better sooner rather than later, but we're going to try our best to, like I said, make the best of what we got. So we're still going to try to do stream stuff, but also, like I did say in the last one, that I wanted to try to do at least one test stream and see how I felt about it. And I've actually started, you guys may have seen like a couple of them, starting at like some, like I said, some really weird times. A couple of them were like 2 a.m. A couple of them might have been at like 8 or 9 p.m. So just a little bit all over the place as far as the start times go. But I did start doing the multi-streaming thing, so I'm very happy and excited about that. That has been something very fun that I'm glad that I was able to do. It's taken me a little bit to get used to it, to make sure like I'm looking over at the other monitor, but I feel like because I'm still small fish and just starting out for both the YouTube side of streaming as well as Kick, that I'm able to manage it until it like starts to get bigger. Even remotely, it is fine. Like even with the bots coming in, I like struggle a little bit to keep an eye on Kick, because like nothing really happens on the YouTube side of things, which I'm not expecting a whole lot of stuff to happen with the YouTube streams, at least not at this point in time, because like most of my streaming audience comes from Twitch. But I do get a lot of bots, but the bots are following, so, which is weird. I'm not used to that. Like, I think that's because I don't have certain restrictions in place, but that's also because I haven't fully looked and delved into Kick's like streamer, like everything on the backside for Kick's streaming software. So I need to like take some time to like sit down and look at that and see what all I can and can't do with it. It's just a matter of like sitting down and looking at it, and I just haven't made time to do that. I haven't been notified of any more grass clippings, which is interesting. I don't know. Maybe that was just like a little one-off thing, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's making me have to make more thumbnails whenever I do the YouTube streams, because like there are some games that I am streaming that are not YouTube appropriate, but are good enough for Twitch and Kick, so I'll at least stream on those two. And I'm probably like shadow banned or something with YouTube because of like my target audience, my verbal language, my choice in game, right? Like, there's probably all these different factors that make my content not show up as well as far as like my regular videos go. Um, but like sometimes my shorts, whenever I do post a short, if I post a short, um, kind of do well-ish. I feel like for what I post, it does okay. Um, but I don't know. I do want to post more, but I just I don't know what I want to post, and I don't want to just post slop. Although some people might think that is slop just because like I don't do it a whole lot, or I'm not the best editor, but you can't judge your work based off of someone else's work. You judge it based off of your previous work and try to improve yourself, right? So you try to do that. And so I'm trying to work towards that, and because every time I go live on YouTube I have to make a thumbnail for the live stream, it's making me better at making thumbnails, and that's something that I'm wanting to do, is make better thumbnails. Which I felt like I did some pretty good thumbnails before, but there's always room to improve. There's always room to improve. It's always a learning process. There's always things that you can do to even make slight adjustments to make things just a little bit better. Whether it's making something a little bit more to the left or to the right, bigger or smaller, whatever you're trying to look for, right? But you can only do so much with a small space that is a thumbnail. And so it also makes me want to try to do more with editing, but the way I talk, or lack of talking, for a better way to put it, makes it easy for me to edit, because a lot of it I just kind of cut out. I cut out a lot of the parts where I don't talk a whole lot, which even in this video you guys probably noticed that there's big cuts in between sections, because there are parts where like I just don't know what to say, or I'm trying to formulate my words, right? So there are always like big gaps where I'm not saying much of anything. Which even after like a couple years of like streaming on Twitch, um, I still struggle with that. I think I'm always going to struggle with that. I've never been a yapper. Although sometimes I might go on a tangent here and there, and that kind of helps. That helps me feel like I do better as far as talking goes, but like I'll always find myself getting back into, I guess, the habit of like I'll start something and then not say anything, and then I'll jump right back into it like if I never left off. It's just there's just like weird pauses in both my speech and my thought processes going on upstairs. And I've talked about that before in previous videos and on stream and stuff, but that's neither here nor there right now. I'm trying to think about what else I'm trying to think about. I don't know what else I need to talk. I didn't write down a list of things to talk about, because usually when I have this planned out a little bit, I'll have like 5 or 6 things I want to talk about. But right now I don't have anything that I want to talk about as far as like everything's going, how I'm doing. Like I'm doing fine, I guess. No trips to the ER or anything. I do know that well, aside from the one from my roommate, but that's been a month ago at this point. But my other roommate, she is having a birthday coming up. And so if you guys want to leave her like a little happy birthday message in the comments, I think she would appreciate that, and I can pass the message on along to her. I won't say how old she's turning though, just for her privacy's sake. But the two of them, they're gonna go out of town for a day. I would join with them, but I gotta work, and what all she wants to get done in that day is just it conflicts with my schedule too much, where I'm not gonna be able to partake, unfortunately. But what I will be able to do is have a different day set aside for all of us to like go get dinner and get some sushi or something to like celebrate her birthday. So we're gonna do that instead. for me to be able to be a part of it, which it'll be nice. We'll always go to our usual sushi restaurant that I always enjoy going to. I love my one restaurant way too much. Um, and I know that restaurant will be glad to see me again because I haven't been there in I think about 2 months now. I used to go there like every Friday, and now I don't, just because I don't make as much money anymore. um, so it's nice whenever I can go back in there and help support them because it's always great service. I'm always thankful for their service, and although their prices have gone up the last time we went, my one roommate, he wanted to try the dine-in instead of hibachi, and I like warned him it's going to taste different, it's not going to be the same, and but I was like, we'll do it anyway, just I'm just warning you right now. And he's like, yeah, it can't be that big of a difference. Oh, it is a big difference. Tastes completely different. Completely different taste whether you have dine-in versus if you have hibachi. Completely different experience. As far as like the taste of the food goes. Like, yeah, it's going to be an obviously different experience because it's not a dinner and a show or whatever, right? But no, the actual way the food tastes and how it's prepared is completely different. Completely different flavor profile. And I don't know how it can be as like it's not like, oh, it tastes like a little different. It is like significantly different um from one to the other. And so it's just like, even with my roommate that's having her birthday come up, like I had to do the same thing with her, being like, we'll try it, but I'm telling you, you're not going to like it. And so, like I said, it's a learning experience. You got to do it at least once to see if you see which one you prefer. And the correct answer is always hibachi. The correct answer is always hibachi. If it's hibachi, you always do hibachi. I don't care if you've got 2 hours or not. You're gonna spend an hour waiting on your food anyway, and eating and doing whatever when you sit down at a restaurant. There is no restaurant nowadays where you can go and sit down, eat, and be out within 30 minutes or less, unless if you're like sitting down inside of a McDonald's. Why the hell are you sitting inside of a McDonald's? If you're like old and in your 60s and you're chatting with your old 60-year-old friends, okay, fine, I'll give you that. But as like someone who's in, whether they're be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, you're not sitting inside of a McDonald's unless if you're like actively trying to get away from the office, which is just weird to do in the first place. And I don't mean like it's weird to get away from your workplace if you work in an office. I'm just saying, like, eat in your car or something. Don't sit inside of McDonald's. Eat. I don't know. But I don't know. I guess they have sit-in options for a reason. But and I guess that just comes with age of just being like, I don't know. I don't know what point I'm trying to make anymore, but I've lost all sense of train of thought. I've gone on a tangent, off of a tangent, and now I've lost myself entirely. I guess, yeah, that's what I'm trying to leave with this. If they have hibachi, just do hibachi. You're gonna, whether you're there for the show or not is irrelevant. You're there for the food, and the food is always better at hibachi. Alright, now all we gotta worry about is the string trimming, which I know there's gonna be a lot of string trimming. There's gonna be a ridiculous amount of string trimming. We're gonna hope that this isn't too bad. I think it'll be fine. I think I enjoy using the string trimmer in this quite a bit. I've used plenty of string trimmers in my time as a kid, right? Whether it be for my own yard or for someone else's yard. I think my favorite string trimmer that I used was, there was this old couple. They were a friend of, it was the grandparents of a friend of one of my exes back in the day. And, they had a string trimmer, and they replaced the plastic string that you would normally have for it. They replaced it with like brush hog wire. Um, it was just like wire fed through it, and it was it worked really well. You like never had to change the string. You could just go and do it for hours. It was nice where it was just the metal wire. It made everything a lot easier, especially if there was like some like the thick weeds that kind of like start growing like almost like bamboo stalks, but it's not bamboo obviously. You could like take those and you could just mow those down with the string trimmer, with like complete ease, like it was butter, which was super nice. Because normally if you like go and attack those with like the plastic string, you're like never pick that up, I guess. There we go. You're like never going to ever cut through it. You might get through like some of the smaller ones, but some of the ones that get really big, you will never like cut through. Ever. So that was pretty cool. There was like an older woman at one point, different person, who also had the hedge trimmers, and she had me use those to like cut for like some of her tree limbs with it. And so I don't know, I don't really care for the hedge trimmers and tree trimmers like that. I don't know, I think it's just because like it was just a bad experience with that one because it was an older model, I guess. And there were issues with it, like trying to like put it together and assemble it, because they would like take it apart each time because it was something that had an interchangeable head with another tool. I don't remember what it was. It was like the hedge trimmer and something else. And so like taking it apart to like pop those out, it would get stuck, and it would just be a nightmare to pull apart, and then put back in. But it started out fine once you actually got it into place. It was always nice helping out the older folks with their yards, especially when they were at an age where they couldn't do it or they didn't have the time to do it. Even if it wasn't for much, I think I like do it for like 50 bucks. Like go around and do their yards. It's always nice to help out when I could. Especially if I knew them personally. Like if it was just someone like random, like I'd still like try to do a good job, but it's just there isn't that like connection there of like knowing the person and helping them because you know them, right? I feel like that's a big thing about like how you want to do a good job, right? Like if you know the person like on a like personal level, like you're neighbors with them, you're friends with them, or you have a mutual connection, you want to try doing a really good job for them because you know them to an extent, versus like someone that you don't know and they're like, hey, could you do this for me, blah blah blah. You don't like have that like almost obligation in a sense to like do a good job. Like you'll still do a good job, but you won't go like over the top for someone that you don't necessarily know. 98.9. That only went up by 0.1. You know what? I think that's good enough. 98.9. I'm content with that. That's a good go. Put that back, and we're good to leave location. Yes. Oh, that's where that is, right there. Whoops. I should have checked in between that. I didn't think about that. That's where my difference was. Oh well. Like I can see it. It's right there, right up against the block, right there. I think that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been our third vlog for Lawnmower Simulator. We will be back next month. And hopefully things look on the up and up. This will go out today, and then as soon as this is uploaded, well, I'll probably be at work by the time this is uploaded. I should only have like an hour left in my shift. So we'll see how that goes, but again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, try to have a better day than yesterday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!